Apple has just released its brand new budget-friendly Apple Watch SE3. And if you're wondering what's different compared to the last SE2 from 2022, well, there are actually some pretty meaningful updates this time. And if you're looking to upgrade, this might be a pretty significant jump for you. So let's start with the display. That's the biggest area that instantly makes the SE3 feel like a much more premium watch. And it's all due in part to the addition of the always-on Retina display. With the SE2, your screen was completely off until you raised your wrist up or tapped on it. Now with the SE3, you can glance at your watch at any time, no more exaggerated wrist flicks to check the time or to see what the notification was. Although this feature has been around again on the standard watches for however many years now, it's prevented me from being an SE2 user in the past because for a while, that's really all I needed is a lot of the features that were on the SE models, but it just didn't have the always on, and that is a pretty big feature in my opinion, so I'm glad that it's finally on the new SE3. We also have better durability for the display itself. Now, Apple says the glass on the SE3 is up to 4 times more crack resistant compared to the SE2, and that's a nice upgrade if you're prone to bumps or drops, though it is worth pointing out it doesn't have the new ceramic coating found on the Series 11, so it's probably not going to be as scratch resistant as those newer models. Next up is charging. Apple says you can now get up to 8 hours of use from just 15 minutes on the charger, and reach 80% in under 1 hour. And so with the SE2, charging always felt super sluggish compared to the more recent current generations. This change alone makes daily use much less stressful if you're someone who forgets to charge before bed or workouts. And if you want to sleep with your watch, which there are a few reasons why you might want to, you can easily top it off before bed and then once again when you wake up in the morning. So for example, while you're getting ready before work or school, you can just put it back on the charger for another 15 to 20 minutes and you'll get up to 8 hours of battery life for your day, which is always nice to have. Now, as I mentioned earlier, you're going to want the ability to sleep with this because now you have access to the new sleep apnea feature, which was just introduced last year on the Series 10. This is another difference compared to the SE2. The SE3 can now not only alert you to potential sleep apnea, but also adds other health tracking capabilities and benefits like wrist temperature sensing, and new this year, sleep scores. Sleep quality is influenced by several factors such as duration, bedtime consistency, how often a person wakes up, and how much time is spent in each sleep stage. With the sleep score, Apple Watch helps track each of these categories to assign transparent and easy to understand metrics for your overall sleep quality. So after each night, the sleep score provides an overall score and classification in the sleep app on your Apple Watch, and plus a clear breakdown of the more critical components so users know what to prioritize and how to improve your sleep. The SE3 also offers retrospective ovulation estimates for women's health tracking. You're still not getting ECG or blood oxygen like some of the flagship models, but these new additions make the SE line feel a lot smarter about your wellness than before. There's also a brand new chip this year, and it's the same chip that was featured inside of all of the other new watches that came out, so the Series 11 and the Ultra 3. That chip is Apple's S10. Now, the SE2 was running on the S8 chip, which was fine, but it's been like 3 years now, and so it's a little bit dated. The S10 brings faster performance, better efficiency, and opens the door for some of those more advanced features in watchOS 26 and some of those health features that we just talked about. So it makes the SE line no longer feel like it's lagging generations behind, kind of gives you a little bit of future-proofing for the next few years. With the S10 chip comes new functionality, like a few new ways to interact with the watch. So the SE3 now gains support for the double tap gesture and even the wrist flicking gesture to control certain actions. These features were announced previously for the Series 9 and Series 10 respectively. Now, if you're unfamiliar, all you do for the double tap is simply take your fingers here and just pinch them together in that double tapping gesture, which will cause your watch to start cycling through the smart stack. It's perfect for when you're in a pinch, maybe you're washing the dishes and you just need to see something, you can do that and it'll start scrolling through. With wrist flicks, you can basically use it to go back to your home screen or to go back in the app and dismiss notifications just by giving your wrist a little flick like this. And so that's another useful way to interact with your watch without having to use your other hand. The power of the S10 chip allows for faster on-device Siri processing as well, now with the ability to access and log health data. For requests that do not require the internet, such as starting a workout or setting a timer, results are delivered faster and with more reliable responses. On-device Siri processing is private and secure, and now Siri can be used to access health data from the Health app for health and related fitness inquiries. For those of you who opt in for the cellular models, this new SE3 also gets 5G, which was just introduced alongside the Series 11 and Ultra 3 for the very first time. Again, another quality of life, future-proofing feature that gives you more peace of mind, thinking that you could probably keep this watch for the next 3 or 4 years and have the latest technology. The Apple Watch Series 3 is available in 40 and 44 millimeter sizes in midnight and starlight aluminum finishes. So to wrap it up, the Apple Watch SE3 isn't just a small spec bump in my opinion. You get the always-on display, much faster charging, a brand new chip, and smarter health features. This just feels like the biggest leap in the SE line since it's been introduced quite a few years ago. And obviously from the SE2 that was in 2022. And so the best part, Apple kept the price the same at $249. Perfect for those who just need the basics, and it's a really good watch for being just the basics. Or if you want to get your kids involved in an Apple Watch without giving them a phone, this is a really good stepping point. As I mentioned, if you've been holding on to an older SE or an SE2, as we noted throughout the video, it's a pretty modest upgrade from the previous generation. And so I would certainly recommend upgrading if your current model is no longer cutting it. But even if you have something older like a Series 4 or Series 5, even a 6, I would say this would be a really good time to upgrade without spending the extra cash on a Series 10, 11, or Ultra. But of course, I would love to hear from you in the comments down below. What do you think about the new Apple Watch SE3? Is this a perfect watch for you, or are you looking at something a little bit more premium? Let me know down in those comments. This has been Dan with MacRumors. Thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you around in the next video.